Welcome back to the Course Creation Incubator. I'm Gina Onativia, online course coach and consultant, and I love that I get to help all kinds of course creators, experts, speakers, entrepreneurs, celebrities to get their courses done. And in that incredible pool of course creators, I've helped real estate agents, financial planners, Hollywood managers, photographers, and more build their courses. Because I truly believe that anyone, and I mean anyone, can build an online course if you have results and a passion. And that includes horsewoman Ann Ramsey, who is one of my most recent Accelerator grads. Ann is the CEO and founder of Equine Rehab, and she's an incredible woman who teaches horse owners how to take care of lameness in their horses. All right, let's take that in for a second. An entire course about how to recognize lameness in horses. Gosh, I love a good niche, and that's a great one. I wanted to bring on Ann because she was completely overwhelmed with the tech and the steps when she first started the Accelerator program. She was that student who was asking all of the questions and just soaking it all in. And you know what? She did it. She made it happen with her course. And you're going to hear all about it, about her launch, how she overcame all of her fears and reservations, and is now a horsewoman and a course creator with a little bit of help from the Accelerator program. So let's listen in. Ann, welcome to the Incubator. I'm so excited to have you on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Gina. I'm excited to be here.
Let's start from the beginning. Why even create an online course? What first gave you the idea?
Well, I have a friend. She is known as the donkey farrier. I'm also a hoof care provider, so I work with horses. And she had a lot of success, and she called me up and she said, I did a thing, and I think you should do it too. And she said, I met this great lady named Gina, and she really helped me do an online class. And so I listened to one of your podcasts, and then I think you and I had a phone call, and we took it from there. Yeah.
So how did you know you were ready for a course inside of your business, Ann?
Well, I had been at it with my business for a while, about 15 years. And so I was kind of in a place where I had just had my daughter, and I was in a place where I needed to sort of take more time to be able to work from home, to be able to spend more time with her. And I loved teaching anyway, but I was a horsewoman.
Yeah.
So understanding how to put my knowledge and expertise into an online curriculum, or to get the curriculum online or organize it into a class, was something that was really foreign to me and felt a little overwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
So your class came along at the perfect time.
Okay, I love that. And I do want to acknowledge Megan Hensley, who's your our mutual friend.
Yes,
And
Megan
shout out to
Hensley.
Megan.
She's so great.
And
Yes.
her trimming donkey hooves course that has been tremendous. And I just love how she's been spreading the word about, like, if she can do it, you can do it. So
Yes.
I think you saw something in you in that, right? Like the possibility.
Absolutely. Megan Hensley is such a cool lady and such a great businesswoman. I feel like I'm always kind of looking to her to see what she's doing next. And then she has really she's continued to check in with me and sort of continue to support me and say, hey, how's it going, girl? And
I love that.
She's just a terrific person.
She really is, and I love how encouraging she is and supportive. And I know when you first signed on, so you joined me for the Accelerator along with DCA, that might have been a little overwhelmed at first. Is that accurate, Ann?
Oh my gosh. Oh, beyond. I mean, let me tell you, whereas being out with horses and understanding how to move around 1,000-pound animals and deal with the ins and outs of maybe a disagreement with a large animal or something like that. That I feel extremely competent in, but computers, a snafu with some kind of a technical glitch, or, being told, okay, you're going to sit down and learn how to upload, you're going to learn how to teach an online class and upload all the recordings onto an online platform. I mean, I was, my palms were sweating. I was a little bit panicked and thinking, I don't think I can learn this. I don't think I can learn this, but the weekly meetings helped. And ultimately I did learn it. And
Yes, you did.
it's been great. I've been doing it. I taught my first class. I accomplished it. It really worked for me.
So I think a lot of people listening right now feel your pain, or the pain you were going through, where maybe it felt overwhelming, all the steps, right? I remember talking to you and you saying like, gosh, there's so much content to go through, or there's so much to learn. What really clicked for you when you said like, okay, I moved past the overwhelm and it started to make sense? If anyone's listening right now and they're feeling confused, or like it's a lot of steps.
I think I would say that you're totally normal. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you're feeling sort of like this is looking like a mountain, and your heart's racing a little bit, um that's totally normal. And of course it's normal, because you're thinking this is going to be, a daunting task, and I'm going to have to, I thought I was going to have to learn how to, like get into the back of a website and code it or something. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. If you have a mouse and you can click on things, um, you can do this. You can do this. If you
I
have a
love that.
mouse and you can click on things and you can read instructions, you can do this.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ann, but I think one of the things that clicked for you too is when I was telling the Accelerator class, you don't need to do all the things, right? So there's so much content out there, there's so much to learn. You just pick and choose what works for you, right? What you want to do. Like if you don't want to do direct to camera, then you're not going to pick up at that part. You're just going to work on your slides and audio. Just focus on what's right for you. That, like, I think that helped
Absolutely,
you, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're feeling really overwhelmed, just stop with one task for the moment and focus on working on just your class lectures. That really helped me. If I was getting stuck, um, yeah, I think there was a time where I had just put a ton of energy into building my sales page, which actually my sales page came out great.
It did. It came out.
Because
I was just looking at it. It's great. It's streamlined. It's amazing. We'll link to it in the show notes to show, because you did that yourself, right?
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
did it myself. I did the video and everything too. Um, but
that's amazing. And I know, let's talk about Kajabi for a minute, because I remember you signed on for Kajabi as part of my package. And I think there was some overwhelm with that at first. Then you got to talk to Ivy, who onboarded you, my tech manager. And I think something started to pop for you. Is that right?
oh, you know what? I have to say, Ivy, the tech manager, she is the sweetest, kindest person.
She really
And
is.
that was the advice she gave me. I think I don't know how it we were just talking, and she gave me that advice. She said, if you're feeling really overwhelmed with one aspect of it, she said, just keep going forward. Don't get stuck. Don't run away and just stop working, and get in a bog and get into a spin, tailspin about how you're worried. She said, just put that down, put that piece down, and pick up on the material that you're really comfortable with, and just keep going forward. And I think that's actually something you used to say a lot too. Forward is better.
Right.
um don't get stuck in the analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
um so yeah, no, Ivy is fantastic. And I actually ended up having her come on board and help me a little bit too with some of the tasks that I realized I just didn't have time for as a new mom. And so that's great too. You can, if you choose and you have room for it in your business, you can hire people to help you a little bit too.
Love
So you
that.
don't have to do everything yourself. You can hire someone to help you with copywriting. You can hire someone to help you with tech, you know,
Oh
um,
yeah. I love that.
unburden yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and what I really like is that you took Kajabi and you made it your own. Like you got that advice and guidance from Ivy, but then you went off and did your sales page on your own, right? So that's awesome too, that you got that education. We're missing the big part here though, Anne. Tell me about the launch and tell me how many students you welcome. Like, what did you do to talk about the course?
So the launch, actually have been working on Facebook, sort of building a brand, and I've been in a bunch of different chat forums for years, really, and I've written a ton of free articles and really put um, my brand and my face, and sort of myself out there as an influencer for a couple of years, probably about 5 years. I've really been working hard at that. I'm really not even knowing where it would go.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I did my launch, I just sort of started trickling that out there and saying, hey, I am teaching an online class. And then about once a week, I would post something new and say, hey, here's a little tidbit. I wrote a few articles that were shorter pieces with sort of half, maybe the an intro to a concept I was going to teach in class to kind of whet the appetite. And then I would say, we're going to learn all about this in my new class,
Yeah.
Uh, and then every single person that would like or comment on it, I would follow up with that person in a private message. And I would say, would you like an invitation to the class? And I would give them a link. And so that's how I did it. My business is really in the horse world. Everything is really built on that handshake and that personal relationship. But I also had an email list, and I also had people who were just sort of fans, people I've really never talked to, who just signed up. Um, so the launch was a lot of fun. I was a little scared when I first did it, but it turned out to be really amazing because what I actually realized was that people had actually really been appreciating all of the hard work I've been putting in all these years. And when they signed up for the class, that was a great time for me to sort of realize that feedback, that people had appreciated all that work I'd been doing.
I love
Um,
that. I love
yeah,
how personal that how you customize that launch and those touches, right? And the fact that you reached out for every comment or every like I think is a really great strategy, especially for your first launch, Anne. That's amazing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was thinking, this is my first time doing an online class. And so I really didn't take anything for granted. I thought, I went all the way back to the early days of starting my hoof business when I was really not known very well and I was very hungry. Hungry is that
Yeah.
term in the industry. And I really thought I need every client I can get. And
Yeah.
but then I was sort of, by the end of it, I thought, oh well, actually, you know what? People do know who you are this time. And so there were people I'd never met. I had a couple of people sign up who were in Australia. I'm
Great.
located in California. I had some international, people that are logging in. Um, I had ultimately about 22 people that signed up to take the class in the first launch.
That's wonderful. A founding membership of 22. That's fantastic. I'm always saying on this podcast, like, let's get the first 10, let's get the first 15, and 22 is just amazing. And I want to acknowledge you because Megan Hensley has a lot of the same strategy where you're both nurturing Facebook, right? Your Facebook groups or your Facebook community. They're loving you, right? They're ready for something and you had something to offer them, and of course they snatched it up, right? Because you've been nurturing them.
Yeah.
That's
And I
great.
think like Megan, Megan and I are in this because we love the animals, right? I'm
Yeah.
really, my motive, it's so interesting, our motivation is really the equids, like the horses or the donkeys that we love. And so I'm trying to reach these people because I'm hoping that the knowledge I'm passing on is going to help, save or help or provide care for that one horse that
Yeah.
really needs it. And so that's a passion and a purpose that will always move me or get me out of bed earlier and make me answer those direct messages. And um and I feel really lucky that in that respect. um
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a mission. I know it's a mission for both of you, and I can hear it in your voice. I so I think you're doing your first classes right now. You're teaching it live, is that right? Your class?
Yes, I teach it live,
Okay.
and I teach it live. I love teaching it live because I get the questions from the students.
Yep.
But then I also put the recording up on Kajabi, which by the way is super easy.
Mhm. Yep. I was just doing one this morning.
Kajabi makes everything really, really easy. Super easy.
That's great. What's next? You're going to teach this live, and then what are your plans for the rest of the year with the course?
I am already thinking about the next class I want to teach
Okay.
because what I realized was that I was so determined to, I was so nervous that I wouldn't provide enough, you know, enough material for my students that I realized, because I'm learning how to be a good teacher, right? How to be a good instructor too. I realized that maybe some of my lectures were overly dense. And what I could have done was actually break each lecture down. I could have gotten
Mm.
actually maybe two or even four lectures out of because I packed large concepts into them. So I'm going to start really breaking these down and making them more less dense and more absorbable, maybe for my students. But I've got tons of concepts. So I'm already thinking about the next class that I want to teach. And I'm going to start putting that together. So I think this is going to be a new way to scale my business.
Great.
And I love this. I absolutely love teaching. I absolutely love reaching people through knowledge. This is, I thought about it. I could have stayed doing what I was doing in one-to-one client, excuse me, one-to-one client work. And it
Right.
could have helped as many horses as I could have physically gotten my hands on. Or I can do this and I can help so many more horses by helping to arm their owners with knowledge and information. So I'm actually really I'm expanding the 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 kind of work I want to do, and my mission is my passion and my purpose is being fulfilled, and my client base, because my students are getting the kind of one-on-one coaching that I give to my individual clients in person.
Mhm.
And I really love that. I can really get behind that. And so this has really helped me in so many ways.
I love that you're saying this, and I see so many different paths for you. Like you were saying, it's a kind of a dense course. It sounds like you might truncate it off into some mini courses. I was just meeting with a client. He's got a huge signature course that he's broken up. Each module becomes its own mini course. I could see that for you. Maybe you re-release the course, but you lighten up the load a little bit, or you've got these 22 students that you could sell to for your next course, right? And can create a customer path for them.
Absolutely. And I think I realized that I've put in 15 years where I was working with horses as a business, but I have over 30 years as a horsewoman, and there I have a lot of different course ideas because I specialize in horse hooves, but I also am, oh, to put that into lay terms, I'm basically, in addition to being a farrier, I'm also an equine, kind of like an equine physical therapist.
Right, right.
So I also do the body. So that's a lot of educational material that I can parse out. It's kind of a whole horse situation. So I've got quite a
You've
lot
got
of
a lot of content.
content that I can turn into course material, and I'm really excited to do it. So I want to thank you for your help, and I'm so grateful to Megan for introducing us when she
I know,
did.
me too. Thank you, Megan. And where can we find out more about the course name is Recognizing and Preventing Lameness, right? So where can we find out more about the course or about you, Anne?
So my website is equine-rehab.com. And you can go there, and I have a link to my sales page for the class, and you can find out all the details there, or you can enroll if you're a horsewoman or a horseman who's interested. But yeah, it's going great, and I want to thank you so much. Your one-on-one coaching was really, really helpful.
You are so welcome. And one last thing I want to say is there's a real pain point here. I know with horses and lameness, right? And I think you really capitalized on that. Like this, and I think it all starts with a real pain point or desire and folks wanting that unique solution to that. So like congratulations, like you really honed in on that and delivered for people. And I think that's why your 22 founding members responded.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What did you think? Do you love Anne as much as I do? And the fact that she built that course with a small baby in tow, I just think she's incredible. Now, Anne and I talked a little bit about the 6-week Accelerator as part of this episode, and my Accelerator program is opening back up in just a few weeks. And I want you to sign up for the wait list. If you've been thinking about doing a course, if you've got an idea inside of you and it's just ready to come out, I would love to work with you. And by the way, if you think your topic is too maybe out there, think about Anne and our fellow friend, our friend in common, Megan Hensley, who has a course about trimming donkey hooves. Or if you feel like the process may be overwhelming, kind of like what Anne was feeling, here's what's going to happen. Me and my team, now Anne mentioned Ivy during this episode, and I've got an incredible team, will rally around you to help you get your course done. Whatever your challenge is, the tech, the steps, the outline, whatever it looks like, we help you in the moment and make sure you're building momentum, you're getting unstuck, and getting across the finish line. Go to coursecreationboutique.com/6weeks right now. You get a special bonus when you sign up for the waitlist and then enroll for the course. I'll see you next week where I'll talk about how to get your course done, and I mean really done, that much faster. Please rate and review this episode, especially if you're listening on iTunes, and then subscribe. I would love to get the word out about this podcast so we can help everyone in the course creator community. Until next week, go create, be you and be brilliant, and get it done.